Okay. We're back. She's not frozen anymore.
Hi, guys. You have no idea the amount of time it took us to get to this point.
20 minutes. Wait, I didn't get to finish my rant about squishmallows. Okay, that's at a later date. Go on.
You can finish it if you want.
Okay. I have, I don't know her name. We have a cactus. And then we have, this one's thanks to Elias. This is Slurpee. I think he named this one too, but I can't remember the name. It's a goat. Anyways. I have Mrs. Claus back there. I have... There's a dog. I forgot his name too. And then we have another dog from Easter. Its name was... Oh, his name is Stevan. And as you guys know, I have Tito. The toucan.
Oh my god, Tito!
Tito! And then I have Delilah, same size as Tito, but back in California. I think that's all. Yeah. Oh!
This is stolen.
That's it.
Yes. I do have Squirtle.
Oh, I
right here.
forgot him.
You forgot about Squirtle.
He's not with me, okay? Okay.
Okay, so, like, back
At different things from different people.
Yes.
I know we went a little bit in some past episodes, but how's it, you know, is it getting easier for you?
It definitely is because I know more and they know I know more. So, like, they're like, okay, she can do her own thing. There are times when they're like, hey, it might be easier if you do this, or like, hey, I like to do it this way. But honestly, I'm kind of just on my own now, and so I do it my own way. And like, if I have questions, I'll ask them, obviously. But even like making the blueberry muffins for the first time, it's like, okay, this person likes to put the eggs and the oil together at first. This person likes to whip the eggs and then add the oil and then stream in the sugar, where the other person just dumps in the sugar. And it's like, well, which way do I do it? Like, you kind of just have to like find your own variety of a way that works for you, but also works for the other people around you and produces the same product.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
That is exactly what one of the people that I have that I'm like shadowing, and like they're one of the higher ups. He was like, don't follow exactly what we do. Like when we teach it to you, each person's gonna have their own thing. Pick something that you think is comfortable for you from each person. Incorporate that into that. Like,
absolutely,
in a way that's efficient, but also is comfortable for you.
Absolutely.
That is so smart.
And there was like one person who was showing me how to do the muffins, and she's like, I had like at least 2 people teach me how to do it their way twice before I did it on my own and figured out my way. That way I knew their way, I knew why they did it, and I knew the other person's way and why they did it, and I combined the two. And so she's like, that's my recommendation for you. Have them teach you twice so you get it like down, and then like go from there.
Yeah. There's some things where I'm like, I'm absolutely amazed by, but it's the simplest thing, and I'm like, why didn't I think of that?
Literally,
I'm
like
I probably think I'm stupid, but I'm like, it's not clicking in my brain for some reason.
okay, so like this kind of has like something to do with it, but not like showing you. The like one of the first weeks there for our what is it? Ham and cheese croissant. We put bechamel on it. Do you know what that is?
It's like the white mac and cheese sauce before they put the cheese.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's like milk, basically.
Yeah, it's like a cream
Flour.
or whatever.
Yeah. And hello. They Kayla, I don't know if I'm supposed to say her name or not, my coworker, um, she we pipe it on in a piping bag and she showed me. She was like, I literally found this out a week ago and it's a lifesaver for me. It's probably a lifesaver for you. Instead of scooping it up with a spatula, take a scooper, like, a scooper,
Yeah.
and scoop it up and plop it in the bag. And I was like,
Oh my god, wait.
right?
Hold on. Kayla! I
Uh-huh.
think we need to say her name. This is... Kay...
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Why have I never thought of that?
Right? It's literally so much, especially if it's like super thin and liquidy. Like for what was I can't like a batter like the
Cup...
um cupcakes, yeah, and you scoop it with a spatula. It gets everywhere because it's a flat surface that you're trying to pour into a scoop. Pew.
That's... I love her.
Yeah, same. I love her too.
Is she the same lady that reminds... Who's the one that reminds you of me? Is it Kayla? I love her already.
Yeah, she's amazing. But yeah, so there's things like that, and then there's like other things too.
Nice.
Like, yeah, like I don't know. It's like some things are like, whoa, that's a life changer, and then there's some things that was like, hey, like when I was making pastry cream, one person showed me like put the eggs in a larger bowl, then put the cornstarch and sugar in a different one, and she like showed me her ways, and she added the dries to the wet, where the another person came up to me and was like, hey, for future reference, add the wet to the dries. And I was like, I mean, I can see where the difference, but like also, I don't think that's like a life, like, oh, it's gonna affect the pastry cream. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, for me, it's easier to add the dries to the wets because, I mean, the bowl that we use is like this big. Like, I don't know, it's easier and for me physically, and like that was the initial way I learned it. That's the way that sticks in my head the most. Like, it's not gonna make that big of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I have a giant bowl that the bakers and pastry apparently fight over because there's only one giant bowl, and it's like, and she's like, we need this for cheesecake batter, but I don't know what they use it for. He's like, sometimes we have to go snatch it from them because they just like to keep it over there so that they have it whenever they need it. And I was like, greedy.
How about you buy another bowl?
Like, we have a bunch of like similar sized bowls, but none that big.
Oh my word.
I don't get it.
Okay, that's like us in a similar way. With like with our speed racks, the bread team apparently needs all of them, and literally our speed racks are like falling apart. Like some are missing a wheel, some wheels don't work, like some are like crooked.
Oh.
And so bread team has to take the good racks to hold their bread, which is cool and all, but like that means we're left with the bad ones. So like the other day we had a cart completely like we had a cart and we were putting stuff onto it, and our head baker came over and was like, hey guys, like this isn't gonna support this when it's filled up, because it was just trays, and we are like, okay, but can we use a cart then? And he was like, I don't think they have any that you can use. And I was like, bruh, like we need carts. That's not our issue. Like, I mean, kind of is, but like
Made of this stuff, but that's all we have.
exactly. And we did like the other day have one crash,
Oh
and
no.
thankfully it was all frozen stuff, and it was in the freezer. We just hear like a loud bang come from the freezer, and it fell, and it I don't know if there was someone by it or what. I felt so bad for her because she happened to be the closest, and I don't know if she was doing something on it. But we're like, all right, there goes another one of our carts that broke, you know, and so now we're back down to so many. It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going. Oh, the other thing we have like that is our paintbrush, our pastry brush. Sorry,
Oh my god.
we have like a ton. Okay, no one uses those except for Bread Team because they don't know about our little secret. And I'm telling you guys this secret, and you guys need to like promise to keep it.
Gotta keep it hush hush.
We have a paintbrush, pastry brush for egg washing. His name is Bob. He lives in a special little drawer all by himself. This poor little Bob is falling apart. Why am I getting the chills?
You're
Poor little
emotional about Bob.
He's falling apart. He literally has half a handle. Like the top of the handle broke off. It's like shaved like down because he's been used so much. He's literally the best pastry brush in the world, but we cannot find another one like him.
Oh.
We need to find him a Babette to make little baby
Bobs.
Bobs. So we have more because he's gonna die soon, and it's kind of sad.
Okay. My work, they have egg wash in bottles that you can just spray on.
Okay.
It is so easy. Like they use the eggs they call them liquid eggs. I guess they're like already mixed up eggs in cartons. And they add,
Okay, like the liquid egg yolks that we get, but it's full eggs. Yeah. Okay.
So they have that, and they pour it into like a spray bottle, or like the like actual bread people have like a giant pump thing that you use for like weed killer or something, and they have that filled with egg wash. That's how they'll pump it. They'll spray it all over, and I'm like, that's the smartest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So much faster.
Our night bakers do that. I don't know why we don't for like the buns, because we have to egg wash the Bread Team's buns and like stuff that they make, and challah, and like we have to bake their Pullman bread, their brioche Pullman. Bruh, make your own stuff. That was partially a joke, but like also like.
But also like partially serious. Okay,
but
I haven't addressed this, but I'm not sick. It's out for the people there. I'm not sick. It's the Canadian wildfires that traveled over to DC and left foggy smoke in the air for like 2 days. It killed my plants. It's killing me. And no, okay, I will send you a picture after this, but my cactus had 5 blooming flowers, and a day after that smoke came over here, guess what they did?
They died.
They died. Right back in. They went right back in. I was like, are you kidding me? So I took them inside. And they just got put back out yesterday because the air is finally good.
Aw, you poor plant babies.
I know. I was shook. And I wasn't sure if I was sick or if it was allergies. But then I started sneezing like crazy, and I was like, okay, that's allergies.
Yeah.
Because
she was having a fit earlier. She was like about to die. I was worried I'd have to call 911 from here. Yeah. That'd be kind of awkward.
Maybe I'll get some hot.
I know I'm in Minnesota, but like, you know, my friend in DC, I don't know where she lives, but like, she's kind of dying.
Maybe you could just like call her and see.
I can give you her number?
I just get a call from 911. They're like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine.
Story time. One of my coworkers, in a matter of 4 days, called 911 on accident. Like her phone automatically like butt dialed the emergency number 6 different times in 4 days.
6?
6 times in four
Oh
days.
my god.
Yeah.
How did
She like called them back. I know at least a few times. And it was like, hey, or like they called back or something. She's like, hey, nothing actually is wrong. I am working with my phone in my back pocket and butt dialed you. But I don't know. I'm sure that would work for like maybe the first time, but after that, it's
it's
like,
a
okay, he's calling you 6 times in 4 days. I don't know what happened after that, but like that's a little.
they're gonna have like agents at where where you guys work and be like, is this really true? Is she just butt dialing?
No, I fully expected them to show up.
Be like, we got 6 calls from this number. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. What do you, I'm working with bread. I got my first burn and my first cut being a cookie maker.
I also hello
You're
from
fuzzy.
it's. I don't know if you can see.
I can't see.
It's really small now. I accidentally made caramel
You.
while making my friend's cake. Look, I was trying to make simple syrup and I
Oh
forgot it
no.
was on. And so I also forgot that, if sugar turns into caramel, that was a stressful day for me, guys, okay? I know you guys are all judging me right now.
For a different podcast.
Yeah, that's a whole, like, hour in itself for me to just rant about cakes, okay? But anyway, I accidentally made caramel because I forgot it on the stove, and then I didn't even think, like, oh, it's slightly brown, it's gonna be caramel. No, I'm like, oh, it's slightly brown, it's still gonna be fine. I took my pastry brush, was about to spread it on the cake, and it hardened immediately. And so then I was like, that's weird. I dipped my brush in the thing, flung it about, and I got a singular drip on me. And right now it's kind of in the shape of a heart in a way, but like the scabbing looks like an angry face,
Oh.
which sounds really specific, but I was looking at that earlier. Yeah. I thought you were going to say something. Okay, so did we do the recommendations? Like, we talked
We
about.
haven't done that.
Okay, cool. But have we fully talked about the process of finding our sites?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Cool. So the recommendation for the process. What are your recommendations, Madison?
Find something that like you're interested, like really interested in, and like what? There's a bug on my wall. Anyways, find a place that like fits your comfort and like fits all the things that you're looking for, not just oh, I'm doing this because it has something that I like and I think I'll like it for like 3 months.
Yeah, for sure.
Like have options for you to do so that you can like venture out and do other things, not just stick to one thing. So that way you get new experiences and new like skills and techniques and all that.
Yeah, for sure. And like make sure it's something like you said that you want to do that you're comfortable with. But at the same time, like make sure it's a little outside of your comfort zone because like this is your chance. Like I think about this all of the time. Like I love where I'm at. I'm glad I'm doing it here. I'm making the best friends of friends with my coworkers and I'm close to home. It's it works. But also when I was considering this and I might regret this in the future, this is my time to go out and do new things and see new places because I'm never going to get this chance again. I could go to like Italy, or I could go work on a cruise, and I wouldn't have to have like the like contract that people do, because it's like a internship, so you're there for like only this amount of time rather than like the whole cruise, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. Well, like I could go do all of that stuff. You can go do all of that stuff. Like this is your chance. So yeah, stick within your comfort zone, but also and like what you're comfortable with, but also make sure you get outside of your comfort zone a little bit and try something new. Go somewhere new and do something with your life. I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah. Like, as soon as I had, like, brought up externship, and me and my mom were looking at it, and she was like, oh, that's interesting. She was like, you could go to Italy, and if you do, me and your aunt, we'll move there and live with you. Because my aunt, she lived there for a couple years, and she just went back yesterday. And so, like, I've been there once, and it's a really cool place. And I would have loved, like, if I could have done my externship there. But I think it's way
Absolutely.
too much out of my comfort zone. Like, the
Yeah.
barrier and all that. But also, like, I just didn't even look into it.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely like I did consider going to other places. There was this place on Culinary Connect that was in Israel,
Hmm.
I think, and it was a bread bakery. And I really did consider that, except they didn't have all of their information, so I couldn't get a hold of them. Um, but I think because like this is my first it's not my first job. This is probably like my third job, I think. Like technically speaking. But in the past, like I've known the people I've worked with before I started working with them. So this was a whole new experience, like moving somewhere and having a new job, like that I didn't know the people with. So like with that, that was a little outside of my comfort zone, and I'm like I get a lot of anxiety, and like I like to stay within my comfort zone. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to go too far. Like maybe in the future,
Hmm.
but like right now, I think like just moving to the cities is like cool enough for me.
Yeah.
You
Small,
know?
small discomforts build big comforts.
I need that on a sign or something. I
We're
don't
gonna put
know.
that on our door.
Oh, yeah,
This is
yeah.
your
Um,
daily quote.
yeah, but like okay, also with that, I think um you also have to consider if you are moving somewhere new, this sounds so bad, but the likelihood of you being alone, it's pretty high. Like, yeah, I've made great friends at work, but they all have their own lives, their own friends, their own family. Like, the friends I've made, they have their own kids. Like, they don't go out at all. I mean, neither do I, but like, they don't, like, they don't want to go out with me. A 19-year-old, when they have their own families that they go home and feed and like watch a movie with and then go to bed. Um, so yes, I've made friends, but not the type of friends to like go out and do stuff with. And so on your days off and after work, you're like, okay, now what am I supposed to do? Like, I could go to all of these places, but I'm by myself. And some people love that. Like, they love going and doing new things by themselves. I personally hate it. Like, it makes me nervous walking into a coffee shop. No, for example, the other day, this is kind of embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. The other day, I wanted Five Guys so bad. Do you know what Five Guys is? I don't know. Okay, cool. Cool. I don't know like what's a like Midwestern thing and like what isn't, because
No, I get
Anyway,
that.
I wanted Five Guys so bad. I've been wanting a burger for so long, and there's a Five Guys right next to Chipotle, which is right next to Target. So I've been to the Chipotle. I've been to the Target. I haven't been to Five Guys. And so I go to get Five Guys. and I go to walk in the door, and I end up walking right past it because I'm like, no, that's too scary. I don't want to go. I don't want to. I've been to Five Guys before, yes. Not this one. This one's scary. I don't want to go into here, like, by myself.
Me and you can go in there.
Please, I want Five Guys so bad.
Target. We have to.
Yeah, true. And Chipotle. Um, but so it's hard. Like, I feel like that explains me going into really any place. Like, I don't want to go in there by myself. So it's hard for me to go and do new things by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it honestly kind of gets very lonely. Like, I am close. I'm like 3 hours away from home. I go home most weekends. And I see my friends, and it's great and all. And then you come back, and you're like, okay, cool, I'm by myself again. Now what am I supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a little like heart to heart moment. But I think that's something you guys should also consider when finding externship is like, you're gonna be alone. And it's a great thing, but also it kind of sucks.
I would say just try and make the most of it if you are alone. If you're
Yeah.
great, but if you are alone, try and make new friends. Obviously not ones that'll, like, kill you because they know you're alone. But, like, make good work friends.
Don't do that. No, for sure. Like, there's a park by my house. I went there today. I read a book. I go there often. I go on my own little walks. It's great. It's just like, I go to Target. That's great. It's just like, oh, I want to go to this little, like, coffee shop. And it takes so much in me to, like, actually go out and do it. Because I'm like, I don't like doing this kind of stuff alone. You know? And so, yeah, make the most out of it. But, like, also consider, like, you probably will be alone.
Yeah, that is how I felt whenever I lived in the apartment before I moved up here. There was this one time I wanted Panda Express so bad, and I was like, I've done it a bajillion times, but it's like I want to do it with someone else that's like with me, and I don't like doing things alone. It's just so boring.
Yeah.
And like having someone else there calms your anxiety and like, ugh.
For sure. Yeah, and then if you make a mistake, you guys can be like, wow, that's stupid. I don't like walking in the exit door. That makes me like so. You see, there's like an exit only, and I'm like, for some reason, I just want to go into that exit only. And then I'm like, Cindy, that's literally so stupid. You're going to be so embarrassed if you do that.
See, I see that, and I'm like, where's the entrance?
Literally, which is why I didn't go into the Five Guys because I was walking by and I was like, that's just the exit only. That means the entrance is on the other side of the building. But like, I don't want to walk around the other side of the building because that was like stupid looking for that. Exactly.
I'm not doing that. I'll do it another day.
Exactly. Or like, okay, even for me, I have to, because I work like right next to McDonald's. And so if I'll sometimes stop by McDonald's, I have to have my order ready to go in my head before I even like walk out of the door at my job. Otherwise, I like get discouraged. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. And then the cashier or like whoever's taking my order messes me up and is like, "Are you gonna be using the mobile app today?" And I'm like, "Wait, what? I don't know. Can I just get chicken nuggets?" I didn't plan this.
No, I don't want to use my mobile order today. I just want my chicken nuggets.
Please. But yeah, so that's something like deep to consider. Another thing to consider is like first your pay. And obviously pay, I feel like my camera quality is really bad.
It kind of is. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like driving me crazy.
I don't know what I look like on your screen, but you're like really fuzzy on mine.
Let's see if this works.
That did nothing.
Is that better? No? I feel brighter.
Well, yeah, but you're still fuzzy.
Okay. And another is the pay. Um, pay doesn't matter too much because you are going there to learn. Like that's kind of how like internships and stages work, like or have started out or something. But also you are a living being. You need to pay if they don't provide housing. Oh no, my camera's or my computer's gonna die. If they don't provide housing, like you'll have to pay for your own housing. You'll have to pay for your own food. If you don't like have a car, you'll have to figure out transportation. If you do have a car, you'll have to pay for your own gas. So yeah, some places might not provide um or it might be I don't know what I'm saying. I'm consider like your living expenses before you choose a place because money might not matter that much, but it does matter enough. You know. Okay, I will now be moving. So yeah, that's something to consider. Another part to consider is if they do or don't provide housing. Because like it'd be so nice to not pay for all of this housing or to like get it at a cheaper amount. Because I know our friend Isaac, he his includes housing, but he gets it for like I don't know. I think he said like $600 a month, which is definitely cheaper than me because I'm paying like I don't know $1,000 a month. Did I say 600 or 6,000?
This is 600.
Okay, cool. In my mind, I felt like I said 6,000. This, we're so sorry. I'm this chaos. This chaos.
Chaotic.
Yes. But so that's also something to consider is if they have housing, and then if they don't, how far away your house is compared to the place you work, because that also makes a difference in like how early will you have to be getting up and that kind of stuff. Also, what times you'll be working, because I know where I am. Right now, I'm working at 6 a.m. and I leave at like 5 o'clock ish.
5.
But like, yeah, I work like 20 minutes, 30 minutes away, and I like to sit in my car beforehand. I leave at 6:15, and then it takes me like 15 minutes to like calm myself before going inside.
Gotta compose yourself before the chaos.
Exactly. But like when I have worked at 8 a.m., traffic is so crazy. Like I almost have to leave earlier than like the hour I leave. The 45 minutes it takes me to leave earlier. I almost have to leave earlier than that because traffic is so bad. So consider like the traffic schedule and like everything with that. Yeah, Madison, yes, you want to tell the story of like your 45 minutes?
Oh my god. Okay. So, I live really close to DC. I say I'm from DC because there's a really small town that I live in. No one ever knows what it is. But they know what DC is. So, I say I'm from there. And I have to get to work at 8. I wake up at 6:40. I leave by 7:20. So I can get there early enough so I can just get through the traffic that's already started and I don't have to sit in traffic. Well, this one whatever, someone decided, hey, let's have a car accident on one of the busiest highways, freeways, going into DC.
They just decided
they were like, we're going to do this today. And so they did it. And as soon as I got close to the on-ramp and we were stopped, I was like, oh no, I'm going to be late. And I swear to you, within the first 10 minutes, I had moved off into the merging lane, into the first lane to get in. It was horrible. And so I spent 20 minutes on the on-ramp just to get onto the highway or freeway or whatever it's called. I think it's a freeway. Or it might be a highway. I don't know. And then I spent another 20 minutes on the highway to go, I think it was like 2 miles to get off on my exit. And then it took me like a minute to get to work from there because my work is literally off the exit, and then I have to cross 4 lanes to get into the turning lane that's like at the next light above the lane that I get off at. And then I turn and go in. I got there at 7:58. I was like, oh my god. I texted them while I was waiting in traffic, and I was like, guys, traffic is really backed up. I might be a little late to work today. And someone else texted and was like, yeah, there's like a really bad accident on like 495. I might be a little late too. They didn't respond to it, but I was like, let me just, text them and make sure they know I'm not just like skipping out on work.
You know what's weird? I don't have any of my coworkers' numbers where I can text them or even call them and be like, hey, I mean, not that I'd call out, but like, hey, I need to call out today, I'm sick, or like, hey, I might be a little late.
They have a WhatsApp group chat that they just added me to, so.
Okay. Yeah, one of my coworkers had mine. I mean, obviously she's the manager, so like it makes sense. But like she was like, "Hey, she's the girl trying to set me up with her nephew." She's like, "Yeah, you want me to give him your number?" And I was like, "Sure." And I was like expecting her to ask for my number. And she's like, "Okay, I can just like grab it from this if that's cool with you." And I'm like, "Yeah, cool." Like I don't care, but like, hey, that it'd be great if I could have your number in case something happens.
Just get it from her cousin or her nephew. They're like, hey, what's your number real quick?
You know your aunt that I work with and see every single day.
What's her number?
What's her number? Yeah, so is there any more recommendations you have for the, like, anything?
Besides, like, starting your search early, getting something that you really enjoy, but also, like, is out of your comfort zone. Probably, I don't know if this is the same thing, but, like, I don't, what am I trying to say?
I feel
has, like, new things for you. That's not
say that
like
one more
something
time.
that can give you like new things. Like you're not just gonna be in the same place for 3 months.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm trying to like expand on that, but I feel so dead right now.
My head has been like in a cloud all day. I woke up and I was like, oh yeah, today's gonna be a no. I went into the bathroom and like washed my face and like brushed my teeth and all that. I stepped out of that bathroom and I was like, oh god.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Talking about bathrooms. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go into like our fitness and our water thing right now. Because this is
Yes.
like talking about bathrooms. Madison sent me an app to track your water that how much you've been drinking, and so I've been actually trying. I love water's the only thing I drink, but like I don't drink enough of it. Um, so I like started tracking. Girl, I have to pee so much. Like I have to. I'm like about to pee my pants right now, and you know how recently I went.
Like 5 minutes ago.
Like, sorry, TMI for the podcast listeners, but like,
It's always when I start drinking water again, because I'm like, I need to start drinking more water. It's like every 5 minutes, I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Every 5 minutes.
I don't even have sorry, more TMI. I don't even have a small bladder. Like,
It's a lot.
it's
Keep
a
hoping that
lot.
like my body will adjust to it, but like every morning I wake up and I'm like, I gotta go pee. I gotta pee.
Same. Like no matter how many times I've gone to bed or gone before and not have drink in it. Like yet last night I went 3 times before bed and I hadn't even drinking any water in those 3 times. And I woke up and I was like, I'm about to pee my pants.
I try not to drink water at least like 2 hours before I go to bed, or like the amount that I do drink, because then I know it's over. I'll be going to the bathroom all night. Like I still drink a
Yeah.
little bit, but I'm not like chugging it like how I do before. Oh my
Yeah.
god, my throat
Yeah.
is killing me.
I'm at 40 ounces right now. Oh, that doesn't.
I haven't tracked mine all day. Oh, I have chocolate in my watch.
Chuck. Stop turning off. I want to show everyone.
I have chocolate in my watch.
Please be the right one. Oh, look at it. 40 ounces. I've never made it that far.
You've never made it that far?
No. I've made it to like a total of
You know
20.
what? I'm proud of you, Sydney.
Thank you. No, but our fitness. You want to talk about that?
Sydney challenged me to a fitness challenge now that I have an iWatch. That sounds so weird to say. An Apple Watch. I have an Apple Watch.
I was gonna say
She
medicine.
challenged me to a competition, and apparently she didn't think I'd take it this seriously.
No, okay. Can I tell my end of the story? Actually, I know I told you to tell it, but um, so my coworker keeps talking about how she challenged like her coworker because she works at a different like at the actual patisserie, but she's been helping out at the bread lab for a few days. So she was like, "Yeah, I challenged this person to a fitness thingy," and I was like, "Okay, cool. So you just like at the end of the day send each other your progress." Well, I looked on my watch and apparently you can share it, and not only can you share it, but you can start competitions with people. Whew. So I added my sister and I was like, okay, this is cool. And of course, like she got 200 points ahead of me because I was in the car all day the day it started, which kind of sucks. But then I was like, wait, Madison. She has the Apple Watch, and so I added her, and I was like, Madison, accept my request. And I was like, please, hurry up, please. And I know I only told you once, but I was in my mind. I was like, let's go, Madison, let's go. Come on, do it. So when she finally did it, I added her to a competition, or requested a competition with her. And I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, this is just gonna be fun, like seeing each other's progress. And then I'm texting with like Darla, and were we texting Elias at that point?
I have
don't
no
know.
idea.
But we're like, hey, you want to FaceTime? And Madison was like, no, sorry, I gotta finish my workout so that I can beat Sydney. And I was like, work what? What are we talking
What?
about?
Huh?
Oh, Madison's actually taking this seriously. I
I
see how
wasn't
it
just
is.
gonna do my work and then come
Okay.
home and do nothing. I have to win.
So, yeah, we've been fighting it out. I did tell Madison because girl, you
I got a little
like
excessive.
like okay. Usually I do go on long walks, like an hour long, but you also are like doing workouts too, and I'm like, I don't have the energy for
I went to the
that.
park with my brother. And
Oh,
then
okay,
after,
okay.
my mom, she told me about the little side road that goes like all the way. I didn't know how far it went down, but I just walked. And then it got to like the highway, and I was like, okay, time to turn around.
I don't know how you do it. I don't have that much energy. But somehow she like every single night I go to look and she has 10 more points than I
What is
do.
it at now, Sydney?
I don't know because I haven't looked. I have not done anything today
I
or
think you should
yesterday.
look.
I don't want to look. Oh, I'm gonna be so mad. not, it's getting time for like my walk. That I gotta go do. Um, she almost has 1,000 more points than I
Girl,
do.
that's like 500.
Okay, yeah,
Where did you
500.
get
That's fair. That's fair.
1,000?
Well, I saw the 1 and I saw the 2, so
I've got like, I think it might be like 400 and something.
yeah. I did tell Madison, I was like, yeah, I might not win this, and I'm fine with that. But, like, it's definitely getting me, like, out and exercising, so I'm not, like, laying in my bed all day. And it's been
To
great.
do.
I love going on little walks. It's great. Um, the houses around here are so pretty,
See,
too.
the houses around here, unless you go down the one side street, are kind of like, ugh. Like they're not ugly, but they're not my kind of house. But the people
Yeah,
on the next street over, they got like those rich people houses.
that's what it is
I'm looking
here.
and I'm like, you have a balcony above your door that you can't even go on.
Literally. Liter- literally.
Very off
Um,
topic of what we were just talking about.
Um, but so I would definitely recommend, getting into competition with your friends, to like get you out and going. Hey Madison, do you want to like talk about your squishmallows more for like a few more
Sure, I'll
minutes?
reintroduce people to him.
Cool, cool.
So, for those of you who this is not going to be the same thing as before, I'll introduce you to them again. Maybe I'll give this one a name while we're at it. However, Sydney and our friend Darla have created a monster out of me, and my favorite RA has also done this to me. Before moving to California, not a single squishmallow in my possession. I moved to California, went to school. Darla got me on hair clips, like the claw clip thingies, because I had very long hair and ponytails hurt my head, and I never even thought of getting a claw clip. Life changer. I've got a stash of those. That's calmed down. Now I'm on to Squishmallows. I have. How many do I have in total? I have 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 in total. This one, I'm not sure. I think it'll be Claudia. We'll name her Claudia instead of Clay. And then we have Tito, the toucan. Let's see. Sydney, I need a name for the cactus.
For the cactus,
Richard.
Caddy.
Richard.
Okay. Obviously, she didn't like the aggressive Richard.
It's so out there. And then we have Slurpee.
Slurpee.
I don't know what did Elias name the goat?
I don't
He
know.
named it. I know he did.
Yeah.
And then we have Nicolette, who is secretly Mrs. Claus. But we don't go that far with her. I think this one's name was Beverly. Yeah.
The dog. That's such a cute puppers.
I think. Not 100% sure. You know what? The goat's gonna be named Gaston. That is its name. Anyway.
Good. Alright. So, last on the list, we have our papers.
I haven't even started. Okay. We have, for externship, you have to write 3 papers. It's 3 essays. 3 to 5 or 6 pages in length for each. You have a prompt. You have a couple prompts that you can choose from. You choose a prompt, you write your essay on that. And then you have a midpoint evaluation that you give to your work. They do it, you send it in. you have a final evaluation that you do at the end of your externship, and then you have a thank you letter that you write. Yes, Sydney?
You also have a profitability
Yeah,
paper
you
you need to
have
write.
that too. Which
Plus the 3 essays. Plus everything
I
else.
haven't even looked at the profitability essay thingy. Because I work in cookies. I work with cookies. What?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so can I just like read the prompts for y'all to like be upset with
Okay,
me
you don't have
about?
to do it because
Like,
I'm on my phone.
yeah, that's cool. Like, you would expect maybe like, oh, how the place is run. Oh, like pick a topic you learned a lot about.
You
Yes,
want to talk
Madison.
about the prompts for like 2 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, I'll talk about prompts. um, like you would expect it to be like, oh, this is like the place. This is what we do. This is like the sections. This is the section I was in, or like, oh, hey, I mainly worked with croissants. I'm gonna be writing about croissants in this essay, or like, I don't know, stuff like that. No, these are not the topics. I don't know how I'm gonna write 3 pages or 3 essays, 3 to 6 pages on these topics because they have nothing to do with my job, my externship, and if they do, my glare is really bothering me. If they do, like, I'm not gonna be able to write 3 pages off of them. It's gonna be a process. Okay, let me pull up my uh, thing. Okay, assignment prompts. Right here. Okay. Um, so on, let's see, let me figure this out. No, I don't want to add a page. I want to get rid of this. How do I view? No, there we go. Okay, sorry. It says you may wish to do some background research on your chosen topic. However, the paper should consist entirely of your own thoughts in your own words. Okay, so the first one, there's 43. But it actually does not seem like there's that much. Um, alternative beverage menus. If your property offers a separate beverage menu, what items does it contain? Why do you think these particular beverages were selected? I think of that for like a restaurant, like their wine menu and their like cocktail menu and
A little bad.
I'm so glad you're back. Your camera is
I
off,
know, it's
by the
because
way.
my thing says low battery.
Uh okay, so this is where I'm at. The first one, alternative beverage menus, okay? If your property offers a separate beverage menu, what items does it contain and why do you think these particular beverage menus were selected? I think of like cocktails and wines and like that kind of stuff. So like more of a
Mm-hmm.
restaurant setting. Is that what you get from this
Yeah,
too?
but I mean, if I were to do that, I'd
Okay.
probably do it on the coffees and like. So okay, I feel like that one I could do because they don't like sell it, but like not in like pints and all that, but they sell it like in the can. They sell beers and like wines and all that. So I could probably
Okay.
do that.
Yeah. I mean, I know they do have one for coffee, which we'll get to in a second. But yeah, that might work. How are you gonna do 3 pages for like a few different brands of beer or whatever? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Sorry, I was taking NyQuil.
Like I. Okay. So the second one is artisan breads. Describe your exposure to artisan breads during the course of your externship. Um, I mean, for me, at least my place does work with artisan breads. However, I don't work with them. So I can like describe the artisan bread and like I can research stuff. I'm not gonna like really be able to talk about much of that
Yeah.
though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you don't have the experience with it, so.
Right, exactly. Do you guys work with do
I
any
have
artisan bread?
no idea. I think most of ours is like Swiss bread and like German style or like European style breads. But
Okay.
we offer like, I know we do like a German rye, a Swiss Lagen roll. We got baguettes. I don't know. It's like all Swiss stuff.
We got baguettes. Um
But I don't work with any of that, so
uh
I have no idea.
yeah. Automation in baking. Describe your exposure to automation in baking at the externship site. How does the use of technology change the outcome of your final product? I mean, like for us, we basically do everything by hand. Like we if I were to work with the bread team, we would divide our stuff by hand. We would like scale it out by hand. The only thing that we actually use is a sheeter and for like lamination and a Hobart mixing and spiral mixing and ovens and a
You could
proofer, you know?
probably go on that and say like, if you were to like mix it by hand, it'd take a very long time.
That is a fair
Proofing, if
point.
you
I
didn't have
didn't
like
think
a
about
proof
that.
box, it would take a lot longer. Yeah,
That's
so you could probably work off of that and be like, they definitely make it a lot easier on us. Or like having the sheeter
okay.
for like croissants and like laminated doughs. It's a lot shorter of a time
Yeah,
than
yeah.
hand rolling it out.
That's a good
But
point.
for like, that's for breads. For the pastry, we basically make everything by hand. I'm sure I could go like the mousses we make in like the mixers and all that. And like the ganaches, we have the stove to heat up the stuff, but like making it, you have to like scale out all this stuff, like 3 pounds of mousse into the cake, so level it out by hand, put on the next layer. Like there's
Yeah,
no machinery there to do that for you. And then like
yeah,
cutting the
yeah,
little tiny slices that we sell at the bakery, that's all by hand. We don't have a machine that does that, so.
yeah. Maybe like it could be used in an oh my word in an alternative way. That was a struggle. Like, oh yeah, we do all of this by hand, but imagine if we didn't. So maybe like that might
Yeah,
be
I don't
something.
really
I don't
like
know.
how the prompts, like, they don't give clarification on how, like, you could interpret it.
No, no. Yeah,
So I
yeah,
feel
for
like if
sure.
someone were to
Um,
interpret it a different way and they said, like, no, that's not what we meant, you need to redo this, they could be like, well, you didn't specify what it said.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I think these prompts are literally like all of them are 20% of our grade. It's not that much. And I think I'm not entirely sure, and that makes it even like worse. I don't know. It just gives me no
I feel
motivation to
like
do it.
once I get started
Um,
on one, like, it's not going to take me long to, like, okay, what I'm trying to say is, like, once I start the essay, I will finish it that same exact day. Like, I'm not the type of person to spend, like, a whole week on an essay. Especially not, like,
oh yeah, no.
one this size.
Yeah, but it's the like the first paragraph that gets me because I go to start and I'm like, what? How am I
Yeah, it's
supposed to
like
start
finding the
this?
motivation
Like,
to start it.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Beverage costing and pricing. Describe the process of pricing beverages at your property. Girl, how are you gonna write 3 pages on that?
I mean, you could, I don't know. I'm trying to think real deep into these. Like, maybe the ingredients are, like, sourced some weird, wild place that costs a bajillion dollars to get. Maybe they come from the grocery store. I don't know. Maybe it depends on like how many
sure.
people buy that, and they're like, oh well, we can up the price a little because a lot of people like it, so they'll pay this much to get it. Holy crap, my
Yeah.
throat!
Beverage pairings with pastries. What do you observe about the pairings of beverages and pastries at your property?
How are
Explain.
you supposed to write 3 papers on that one?
Exactly, and I still feel like that's a restaurant issue,
It
not like a
is.
bakery thing. You know what I mean? Coffee and tea. This is for us. Describe the selection of coffees and teas served and whether it has a broad or narrow focus. Explain the coffee and the tea service style. That one, like I can do. I can figure it out. But still, like our coffee and tea menu isn't like we literally have like I don't know mocha, black
Latte,
coffee,
maybe.
latte, like
Like, yeah.
literally like
It's
four
not
basic.
like a huge selection, like the pastries and all that.
Exactly, because we're a bakery. We're not a
Like, you
coffee
get the
shop.
bare minimum. If you want to
Like
go, like, coffee and tea, go
ex-
to a coffee shop, not a bakery.
literally. Cost control. Describe your exposure to cost control measures at your property and
I feel like
evaluate.
I could probably do that one because we go through, like, a lot of, like, heavy cream and milk and eggs and, like, fruits and all that. So, like, if you buy more than you need and it, like, apparently the stuff here goes bad, like, really fast. And, like, sometimes it'll even come in, like, moldy. And so we're like, no, we can't use that. Go take it back. So, like, if you get more than you need and it's
That
wasted, then it's like you're
yeah,
throwing money out.
that's a good point. I just like I feel like they should describe this like these prompts more. They like because I didn't even think about that. Like, oh, we have a bunch of like eggs and stuff that we go through
Mm.
and might have extra with. Like, I don't know what I was thinking when I
Or
read
like
that, but I was just like, how
if
am
you
I to
drop
relate that?
what's it called? A thing of eggs. That's
Egg
like money.
yeah.
That's gone. You can't get those eggs
Yeah,
back.
yeah, for sure. Or but like even in at our place, we throw away the scraps that we make from pistachio and jalapeno because we
Mm-hmm.
can't turn that into monkey. So that even has some cost control. Like, how can you
Yeah.
minimize the scraps that you have throwing away? And is there something you can do? Um, banquet slash catering. Describe the similarities and differences between banquet and a la carte cooking.
I was like,
This
maybe
is
I could do like
culinary.
banquet and
Non.
catering because we do those, but no. Then you got into a la carte. No.
No. There's another banquet and catering. Describe the similarities and differences between on-site and off-site catering. That might work for their effectiveness. Discuss your site's methods and reducing waste, breakage, and theft. That would be a really good one. You could do a lot on that, I feel like. But my
I don't.
place doesn't have that.
I think we just do like we don't have anyone that. Yes, Sydney.
No, you can finish your thought. I just am
Oh,
trying
okay.
to remember my thought so you
I
can.
don't know if like my place like does catering to where you like you have people go out and like serve and all that. But I know that we can make like giant orders and all. Like we had someone who wanted to do 200 individual milk chocolate raspberry slices, and the head pastry lady before she went on vacation was like, "No, we're not doing that for you," because he wanted them like individual in the little tiny acetate things. And she was like, "You can order like full sheet cakes, and we can mark them out for you to cut." He ordered 3 full sheet cakes full of MCRs, and me and one of the other ladies, we went through, and so they have decorations in the corner where it's like a chocolate square that looks like a diamond put into it, and then a raspberry on top. So for like an hour, I just went through poking holes, scraping cocoa powder, placing chocolates inside while she did the raspberries. On 3, I have a picture. I will show you.
Jeez. Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, I mean, okay, so my thing was, I wonder, like, could I do that in like a similar way to like, because I work at the
Mhm.
wholesale part of the business. We do have a patisserie and a like a another site. I don't really know what they call that. That's similar to the patisserie. I wonder if I could turn that into like a wholesale versus like where, because that would
Mhm.
technically be
Yeah.
catering to outside versus like banquet, meaning like our on site place. I don't know. I don't know if that made sense or not, but
Yeah. I feel
it's
like
a
you could
thought.
go more into it and explain it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, 10, farm to table. In what ways does your property incorporate farm to table principles? Does
I
that
know
apply
the
to
owner
you?
has a farm. I don't know if any of the stuff that we get comes from the farm, but I know like some
Yeah.
of the scraps that we have, like he goes to the farm very often. So I don't know what he does there,
Oh, interesting.
but we have a farm.
Okay.
I don't know if anything comes from it.
Cool. Food allergies. How does your externship properly handle food allergies to nuts, gluten, etc.? Would you do anything differently? That one, like you could go into, I know we work with almonds and pistachios, but we don't do that. Like we only have a few like things and we do it and we sanitize
Mhm.
after and that's basically it. So yeah, I could go into it, but like it would take a lot for me to be like these two
Yeah.
items that we make, you know what I mean?
Like we offer, I think, they have things that have like macadamia or like hazel, and they have things that have hazelnut. They definitely have things that pistachio. I haven't seen anything peanut. I know they have almond. It's basically like all of the main nuts, and like I know that after
Yeah.
we use them, we sanitize everything. Everything goes through dish, gets heat sanitized, and then as for like the cake boards, when we
Yeah.
get done
Yeah.
icing them and all that, we sanitize that, and we make sure everything is clean. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
But
similar.
do I think I could
Like
write a 3-page essay on it? No.
no. No. Front of house, this might work for you. I don't work with at the bakery that has the front of house, but describe the relationships between front and back of house and at your property. Explain, is it cohesive,
Oh,
adversal,
I could do that one.
blah blah blah. Yeah, that might be pretty good. GMOs, what if any principles does your property have relating to the use of GMOs? Does this align with your own views?
I don't know.
I, Government regulations of ingredients. Describe any government regulations at your property and discuss their impact. Like, bro, what?
I
I'm
don't
gonna be
just ask
honest.
the
What is that
managers,
supposed to
what
mean?
kind of government regulations do you have in this building that I need to know about for my essay?
Inventory. Describe the process by which your property orders, receives, and controls its beverage
I have no idea.
inventory. I mean, yeah, neither do I. Well, like the night baker apparently does that all, and like I've never seen them, but they talk about him. I'm like, who's Evan? And they're like, he's our night baker. He'll come in like once in a while, but he's
Oh,
usually very grumpy when he comes in. And I'm like, not gonna do that.
Evan,
I'm not gonna ask him
hi.
that.
Can I ask you a couple of questions?
Leadership. Describe the leadership styles of at least two managers or supervisors at your property. Which style is effective? What do you find
Okay,
the
I
most
might be able to
motivating?
do that one because there's like 3 or 4 managers at my place.
Same, but also we all kind of like do the same thing. So yeah, they might be the manager, but like they don't have they have like their managership ro-
Mm-hmm.
roles, but they don't. act like the manager. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that's not supposed to be bad. Like that's
Like they're
it's
a
not bad, but
manager,
like
but they know
we
how to
all
be a
do.
part of the team.
Yeah, and like they are a part of. The only thing that's different is they have to like go in the fridge and make sure we have enough of everything, and then at the end of the night they go and make sure we have enough to of everything.
Yeah.
That's literally the only difference. And they like, I mean, they do other things, but that's the only difference that like in the actual workday, if that makes sense. So yes, that could work. I just don't know if I'd be able to write a 3-page essay on that.
I feel like a lot of these are kind of like iffy. Like unless you like actually have that certain experience and like have enough information to go off of, you're not going to get a 3-page essay.
Exactly. Which I think we'll get to this at the end. Liquor laws, we can't. You might be able to go into that a little.
I mean, I know you have to be 18 or older to be able to like sell it to someone, but that's about it that I know of. Like they have to have their liquor license too.
Micro. Yeah. That's about it, though. Micro/macro brewing.
Oh, we don't brew beers.
Like beers and stuff. Yeah. Menu costing and pricing. Describe your experience in costing recipes. Was that difficult? What was difficult about it? What was practical? That we don't do that. We literally have set prices for everything because we're a wholesale company. Mobile catering / street food. If your property offers some type of I can't talk. Mobile catering and or street food, describe the service and evaluate the quality of the food. Okay, cool. Molecular gastronomy. No. Okay, cool. I'm not even going to go into these anymore. Menu development.
Like I think they have like preset seasonal desserts that they just go through year round, so yeah.
That's that's it. And like even I've asked about some things and it's like I don't know why we do this. It's just how it started. Like it's how it's been since he started in 2000 like what 10 or something, and that's kind of how it's been ever since. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that information, but thanks. Nutritional guidelines. Are you following nutritional guidelines for menu
We're
planning?
a bakery, obviously not.
Yeah. Policies and procedures. Are there any policies and procedures clearly articulated and followed?
Like, what policies as in like work policies and procedures as in like fire procedure? If someone
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
What do you do? I don't know. What is that supposed to mean?
Stop. Professionalism in the workplace. How does your property demonstrate professionalism in the workplace? For example, are there specific policies concerning discrimination and harassment, personal appearance and hygiene? Like, I mean, I'm sure we have discrimination and harassment, but like...
Okay, I have the paper that they gave me about all that, so I could probably do that one too.
That's a good, yeah. Slow food. Do you have any slow food? Are there any opportunities to incorporate slow food into your property? I don't know. I think it's a culinary thing, honestly. Something I can't pronounce. How does this might be, or how is it used at your property? It's like
sous vide.
VID.
Yeah, it's like a water.
Sous vide.
It's like
yes,
cooking the meat and like it's in a bag. Don't worry, but it's like slow cooking the meat to a certain point in like consistent water temperature. And then you can like sear it on the grill or whatever you do with it. I don't know. It's supposed to be really good.
Okay, cool. Spirits, wine / beer. Describe the selection at your property. Is there anything cool about it? Trends in the food service industry. Describe the current trends in the food service industry that is being applied at your property.
I don't know.
Evaluate them. Like, we're a bakery. Like, we don't have. We literally.
We have seasonal trends. I don't know.
Wedding. Literally, that's it. Wedding cakes. This might like work. Describe in what ways the wedding cakes at your property are traditional and or contemporary in the terms of size, shaping, pricing. I mean, I know we have a bread team, but honestly, that's like at the other building, and I don't know anything about that.
So far I haven't seen like giant wedding cakes being made here.
Yeah, same. Explain the difference between the daily operations of a restaurant and an R&D lab and kitchen. Same, doesn't apply to us. What kind of approaches does a food scientist slash research chef take to start a project versus how a restaurant chef would approach it? I work in a bakery, not a.
I really wish they would give like culinary and baking and pastry separate prompts.
Yeah, bro, talk to me about croissants. I'll answer them all day. Well, I said like earlier when you left, like I really wish that they would give us like, hey, describe how your bakery works. Like what like, are there different teams? Are there different like, explain the process of it, and then explain one thing like for a different essay that you've learned a lot about or you've like seen and want to learn more and do research on it. Like that's what I want. I could do that. I could do that all day. This
will take me a while.
Bruh, no. If your site specializes in any food science, what is it? That doesn't work. If your site does any sensory analysis,
I mean, we taste our products to see how the texture is, but that's about it.
Literally. But like, how many people do you think are going into sensory analysts or like R&D labs or like food scientists? No, like, maybe like 1 out of every 300 people. 1,000 people? I don't know. One person in each, like from the New York campus, California, and San Antonio.
I just want to know how many people have done that prompt.
I'm gonna make something random off the top of my head. How does your site involve the process of analyzing science? How can a laboratory advance food in our? How can a laboratory advance food in our industry?
That's culinary.
Cuisines?
Just move on.
I don't know.
Don't even look at that one.
Yeah. What defines your externship site as R&D? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, are a lab coat and a chef's jacket the same thing? And then it talks about R&D chefs.
Research and development chefs.
You're fine.
Like R&D.
Your farm produces food either for human or animal consumption. You will identify how this grows by the means that it has been pollinated to produce food for sale or animal feed. A. Identify the importance of pollination. Cool. B. Identify the types of families of vegetables. Literally everything to do with the farm. Collect a collection of weeds that are pervasive in the gardens of your farm. You're supposed to collect them and press them with wax paper. How are you supposed to turn that in? Take a picture of it. Excuse me? Okay, and this is the last one. Express how you fit into the running of this life's producing system. The family of people who work side by side with you and the farmer who aided in your education. That didn't make any sense to me. I don't know if it made sense to you. But it says, explain how much you've learned compared to your expectations going in. Quantify the various types of lessons you learned about communication and distribution of duties and the farm system. How did the relationship and work ethic of the workers aid in the quality of the foods produced on the farm. It's literally all just farm stuff again.
So what if I just do that one, but don't mention the farm?
Like, okay, what are we supposed to do? I don't know what to do. And I want to get done before July.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about it.
Thursday, I'm going to start my first essay. And I'm going to finish it. I'm going to Friday have my midpoint evaluation given to the people so that they can fill it out and I can turn it in. Because I have to print that off. I have to do that
I just emailed mine to him.
Oh.
He hasn't replied or said anything about it. But I did tell him I was going to email it to him. So.
I will. That's smart. I'm going to let my manager know about that.
But yeah, I was going to start today, but I didn't. I laid out in the sun and read a book for 2 hours. And then I laid in my bed and read a book.
Yeah,
and then that consisted of my whole day.
I did laundry. That's it.
I don't have a laundry machine here.
Oh, that's fine.
I usually go home and do my laundry, and I don't know what I'm going to do this week.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not going home, though, so it's going to be 2 weeks.
Just hand wash it.
Since I've done my laundry.
Scrub and then let it dry.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm going to start tomorrow.
I need to start. I'm not going to start right now because I have to go to bed. But I need to start.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm going to choose my prompt. Yeah. I'm going to get my paper all set up. And who knows, maybe inspiration will start flowing and I'll get the first paragraph done. Me too.
I wish you luck. And if y'all ever need help, if you guys are listening to this and be like,
let us know.
How am I supposed to do this? Email us. I don't know. Instagram us. I don't know. We can try to help, but we're just as confused as you are.
Who knows?
So.
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. I think, real quick, we should also address, before we end, because I'm tired and you have work tomorrow. Going back to, recommendations for the process and, externship in general, and, adding to this, as bakers, we don't have a lot of stuff, that we can choose that is already... I don't know. What am I trying to say? That is already, in Culinary Connect.
Yeah.
All we have is hotels. And maybe restaurants. And, yeah, you have a lot you could do with that. Somebody was talking, oh, why don't you want to work in a hotel? And I was like, that's just not the kind of stuff I want to do. And they were like, well, you could be on the breakfast team. You could make croissants there. And I'm like, yeah, that's still not something I want to do. So, yeah, if you go to a restaurant or a hotel, you could have a wide variety of stuff you could be doing. However,
you're going to have to search
if you want to go to a bakery, good luck. I went through pages and pages, and I even had my mom go through pages and pages and just, starred the ones that were actual bakeries and not hotels and restaurants. And even if you are fine with going to a hotel and restaurant, culinary will overpower your search.
Even if you put the filter for B&P, it's still going to show up with culinary.
Yeah, for sure. And you, like we said before, you can get a place certified. But still, if you don't want to go through that process, start your search now. Even if you haven't even started attending culinary school yet, you're thinking
apply, get that interview over with, have it locked in.
Hey, by the way, I'm going to be starting culinary school when I graduate next year.
You need to take me
I just was wondering if,
just so I don't have to do this later.
Yeah, please. Please. Yeah, so that's basically that. So, yeah, do you have anything else to add to?
I mean, besides final thoughts, I think I don't have anything else that was like in the actual thing.
All right, cool. So, then I
Be
guess final
responsible.
thoughts.
Don't breathe the air from Canada. Make friends. Go to Five Guys, even if you walk past the exit door. Turn around and go through that enter door.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I kept walking, and I was like, now what am I supposed to do? I look like an idiot walking past all of these stores, and so finally
You're like, I'll just go around. Oh no.
I stopped at Subway, and I was like,
Sydney.
okay, maybe I'll just go to Subway. I did go to Subway. It was really good. I did not go to Five Guys, though.
You'll get Five Guys.
Do it. I'll like record it, post it on Instagram for y'all. Stop! I'm actually gonna do that though when I go.
Step out of your comfort zone. Make new friends.
Step out of your comfort zone. Go do something you've never done before.
Even if it makes you pee.
Stay safe. Drink water.
Take vitamins.
Drink your water.
I started taking iron pills.
Like I don't even at Lakers, it's hard to get out in the sun, but like even if it's an hour, just be out in the sun. It feels good. I'm just now starting to get a little tan, and I could only tell because I have a slight, like, I don't know if you can see the slight color change from my watch.
It's there, I swear. You can see it in person. But I think I've gotten a little bit of color.
And it's only from like my hour walk when it's like the sun is setting.
But it's getting there. I think it's because I don't have to wear a chef coat.
Yeah.
And so like, I don't know, but we're getting something.
Yeah,
I remember before I moved to California, I got sunburnt twice because I was like, I need to not be white when I go there.
I would be outside quite a bit. I've only gotten sunburnt once in my life.
Lucky.
I'm just not the type of person who gets sunburnt. I always get tan. I know, right? My dad was freaking out. My dad's like, he just had a birthday, so he's like 43 now. I don't know. He got sunburnt for the first time in his life 2 weeks ago. My mom and my sister are like white. They always get like light hair, like, you know, white, pale, transparent. They always get sunburnt at like the snap of a fingers. My dad's never gotten sunburnt, and he was like, oh, so guys, I got sunburnt. I'm peeling. Like, look at me. They're like,
that's bad for your skin.
Owen, no. Stop. They're like, oh, you're such
like
a
you get sunburnt
like, why
then,
are you complaining about this? So, I was like, Dad, I'm so happy for you. The first time I got sunburnt, brought life changer.
I've been sunburnt so many times.
So weird.
I never learned my lesson either.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, that's all that I have to say. Don't die.
Right.
Walk safe.
Stay safe out there, guys.
Don't hit any deers.
Don't die.
Cows or foxes.
Walk safe.
Okay?
Or cows. Or foxes. Okay?
Later.
Alright.